Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm Franz Martin, independent demonstrator with Stamping Up at frenchiestamps.com in the US. Today I'm going to share how to do the angle gated fold. Um, Maybe you already saw this fold before, but I got a great tip on how to cut the designer series paper. So come on in and I'm going to share how to do this. Also, all measurement, I'm going to have the template also on my blog, the paper I'm using, color, and so on in the link right below here. So the card base here measure 8 and, not 8, sorry, 5.5 by 11. Okay, 5.5 by 11. We're going to score each end at 3 and 3/8. 3 and 3/8. I have to think twice here. So the 3/8, it's between the half and a quarter. So 3 and 3/8. If you get a tough time with those measurements, the 3/8, 5/8, and so on, I got a video that I'm going to put at the end of this one. It's a video on how to understand the measurement, okay? Okay, now 3 and 3/8. Et voila. Now I recommend to have a good pencil. The reason why I say a good pencil, really a good eraser, because we're going to make some mark and sometimes the mark going to show. So right here on the edge at the 5.5, we're going to make a mark at 1.25. We're going to make a mark at 1.25. We're going to flip this at the bottom on the 11-inch long, and we're going to have to do that on both ends, okay? We're going to do that at 1. Now, if I come and to do it over here, well, I'm going to be upside down. So I want to turn my paper and do it. Or even so you don't get mixed up, do one side and come and do the other side. I think that's going to be the easiest way. So where you get your score line here, it's going to go in the groove and your mark going to go in the groove. Now you're going to cut this diagonal, flip it, and where you cut and you mark at 1 inch at the bottom, now you're going to cut this. Now, this is why I said maybe you want to have a nice eraser or pencil and you just remove those little tick there. The one that I'm using, it's Paper Mate, and I love the eraser. Most of the time when you get a white eraser, it is wonderful. Also, another eraser that you can buy, it's called an Knee, K-N-E-E, I think. I would have to look. It's an eraser that the artists use, and it's one that you can crunch it. Crunch. I know I got one here. Let me show you. So they are gray. It's a square, and they're gray, but see, you can shape this here. So that's why they call it, you can knead them. I'm not sure if I say that right correctly. This won't leave no mark also on any type of paper. They are wonderful. Okay, so now we want to do this at the same end there. So we're going to flip this here. We're going to go at the top and do 1.75. That's at the 5.5 mark side, I should say, on the 11, 1 inch at the bottom. And then we're going to go ahead and the score line, maybe you want to fold it so you see it better. Put the score right there at the end of the score and your mark, cut, flip this, and again your mark to the 1 inch. Et voila. And now if you still have some mark, you can remove it. Okay, so now this is your card base that we got. See how easy it was? Another thing that I saw when I did this card, can you see right now like a corrigan, you know, with the button going on the side? I think right away that's what it reminded me of. Okay, here is the best tip you're going to love me for, I think. So when it comes to designer series paper, you would have to have measurement or doing one on one side and one on the other side. And that is so easy to do the wrong side of the paper. You do one and you do the same one and you don't have the right direction. For this to work, you have to put both of the same print facing each other. Okay, so both of those pieces, this one measure 3 1/8 by 5 1/4. So 3 1/8 by 5 1/4. For this to work wonderful, both of the same print, they're gonna touch together. Now you're gonna come at the 3 1/8 here. No, sorry, on the long way, so 5 1/4, you're gonna make a mark at 1 3/4. So make a mark at 1 3/4, and then at the bottom, flip this around at 3 1/8, at the bottom at 1 inch. So it's the same measurement than your card, the same mark that you're doing. Now we're gonna do the same thing. This is more hard to see than anything else here. Okay, let me go back here just to make sure. Okay, then that it's there. And then you're going to go all the way to the end. So remember, we got both paper here. Okay, so the point and over here, and we're going to go ahead, cut that. You can save them. I'm going to show you what you can do with them if you want to use them. And then my 1 inch here. This paper, it is a little bit more difficult to work with just because it's dark, right? Another thing you can use to do this would be chalk. So you can mark with chalk because chalk would be easy to remove. Like chalk, you know, like chalk, that school chalk. Yes. Here we go. Now cut this. So now, no matter which side of the paper, you can use it. Because see, we get both of the paper. Well, it would go this way. See, it can go this way, or it can go the other way. So that's the beauty of doing one of the paper together. But the trick to it, I cannot say it enough, the same print need to touch together, and that's going to work. I think if you watch the video to here, even if you knew how to do this, if you didn't know about the trick of cutting the paper, I think you're going to be very happy that you took the time to watching this. Now, I already done with the other print here, so I'm going to do with the snowflake on here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue that to the card base here. So it doesn't matter what paper. So this is the texture chic. This one was the pretty print. So any paper would work. Doesn't matter the design. It's just that if it go in a direction or the other, you want to make sure you cut it on the right direction, you know, on the long way or so on. So keep that in mind. And if you say, well, which direction, you know, well, you're going to have to choose the side, because if you get one side that go vertical and horizontal, then you're going to have to pick the side because you want, you know, looking on the long way when you cut that. Okay, now we got this. See how simple it is? It is so simple, this card. Now I just going to put a piece of white cardstock inside, and all the other one there, I just use a little strip of the paper that I had, matching paper, and I put it at the bottom. So you can choose whatever that you would like. I done that on like this here. I get the belly band, and voila. And this one. So I'm going to do one here with the belly band and one without the belly band. So you can see that you can do that also with or without the belly band. Okay, so this one here going to be done without the belly band, and I got the snowflake accent here that I got a 2-inch circle. And the reason why I'm using a 2-inch circle, I want to add some weight a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead, even if it's a snowflake, I don't think it have to be Christmas. Who said that it's just snow at Christmas, right? So it can be a thank you, thinking of you. I think, right after Christmas, we should, or maybe we, send thank you card. It can be a happy birthday, somebody's birthday during Christmas, and so on. So on the right side gonna go in, and the left I like it to be on the top. Now I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna glue that right here, and I'm gonna put that with a dimensional. And to make sure that I know where my dimensional go, I'm gonna put it direct on the card because I'm afraid if I put it on the circle, it's gonna be off, and I'm going to have it there, so it would keep it shut tight. I'm going to put that right at the corner there. And then I got just a note here. And it's pop open a bit, you see, so that's why belly band, it's kind of good, but it don't matter. To be honest, though, it don't matter, if it pop open, because when you put it in your envelope, it's going to stay shut. And then when they get it, then hopefully they're going to display it. See? So you can have any element. I mean, you can put balloon, you can put flowers, whatever that you wish. So I choose the snowflake with this one because this print, see, you get the snowflake on it. Love the texture chic paper. Now this one here, remember those little pieces I said you can save and so on. You can always add element inside the card if you want. So see, I had that on the corner there. That's all depends what you would like. Okay, I won't add those one. So now for the belly band, first I cut at 1 1/4, and I was not happy with 1 1/4 because my scallop, it's about 1 1/4, and I was seeing where I mount this together. So I recommend to do a strip of 1 inch. This is the same paper, and again, I like to have the right and the left top. Here I see I can have more of, here we go. So the way that I like to do my belly band, I don't like to pre-score my belly band just because it seems I don't score at the right place. It's not tight enough or too tight, too loose. So I like to do it right on the card. So I go about halfway. By the way, this is 1 inch by 10, 1 by 10. Okay. Now I'm going to put, and the reason I remove it, it's because sometimes you put it here and you don't see the back and you're off a bit. You're like this. So when you come to put the other piece, oops, it's not working. So you want to remove it and then put it so it's equally there. So that's your first kind of score or fold. Okay, the second one, after you get the right one straight, the second one, it's easy. Now what I'm going to do is put adhesive just at the tip here. Make sure it don't go on your card like I just did. That's why an eraser for glue, it's your best friend in your craft room. Now I want to make sure it's still straight, and then I'm going to put right here. Did you see I just went on top of my skin there and it rolled the thing? Some people like to use the silicone mat. I figure my fingers are all raised, Andy. So start doing that lately, and it worked very good. Okay, when it comes to a belly band, you want it tight enough, but not too tight that you cannot remove it. So see, it still slides pretty good. And now, on this one, I put my end at this. So I'm going to put that right there. The other one, I put it at the other end. It's no right and wrong. So whichever. So let's say that you did it this way and you're like, I want it the other way. That, cover where you mount it. You just take this and flip it the other way. See? So you cannot go wrong with paper. It's two side, two edge, and so on. Now to slide it back in, that's another reason you want it loose enough so you can slide it back in, right? Now I'm going to take this and we're going to put the greeting. So you see, I did very little to this, but putting a greeting. A lot of the time with designer syrup paper, we don't we try to put more and more and more stuff, but really we don't have to because the paper, it's already decorated for us. So very little work, I say, with designer series papers. A lot of time we try to add more, and less it's better sometimes. Et voila. So here is the très chic with belly band, without the belly band. And remember, yes, it pop open. I could always put the Velcro in the back there, or a magnet, absolutely. But I don't see the use of that. The reason why, because when people are going to get it, they're going to open it up, read what you put in, and then they can display it. It's no use to have it that it keeps shut tight. I don't see the use for it. That's why. But if you like a card that stays shut tight, you can put those very fine Velcro there. And here, voila. So this is it, my friend, for today. Again, I will have all measurement, the template also, and the supplies that I use in color right below in the direct link. If you like what you see, give me the thumbs up. Till next time, happy stamping, my friend. Bye-bye for now.